JK with Elevated Recovery here, and today we're going to talk about the cost of your porn addiction. Now, when I first sat down at the advice of a mentor many years ago to calculate the cost of my porn addiction, I assumed that there was no cost because I mainly watched free tube sites. Now, you might also be thinking the same thing. Of course, there are other men who have porn addictions and a sex addiction whose financial costs could include things like massage parlors, live sex chat, that's campsites, escorts or prostitutes, paying for hotels for meeting prostitutes. Now these are obvious hard costs, but what I'd like to talk about today is something that's a little bit less obvious, but it's still damaging to your addiction. One of the first things is time, and I want you to think about how much time that you've spent on pornography in your lifetime. And here's how you figure that out. What I'd like you to do is estimate the number of hours that you've spent on porn each week from the age of 18. And the reason that I pick 18 years old is because you are an adult at this point. The next thing to do is to, taking your time, go back each year and estimate how many hours that you spent watching pornography and masturbating. The next thing to do is multiply the number of hours that you come up with by the number of weeks in a year, which is 52, and then multiply it by the number of years that you've been watching pornography for. Maybe it's 7 years, maybe it's 9 years, 8 years, whatever the case may be. The number you get will be the total hours that you spent on pornography as an adult. Next, divide that number by 8,760, which is the total number of hours in a year, and this will give you how many years you spent on pornography every year, and that is assuming that it was done all day, every day of the year. Another way is to that you can calculate this is to divide the total hours spent on porn by 40. That gives you the number of weeks that you spent on porn and masturbation if we assume that porn and masturbation were actually your full-time job. So the question is, what would you do if you were given all that time back? What would you accomplish in your life? So let's get a little bit deeper. Think about how much you would get paid per year for each year of your life. Maybe you already know that now. Now multiply how much you get paid per hour by the number of hours that you spent on pornography. And that's how much your time spent watching pornography is worth. Was worth. Add all those yearly amounts up to find out how much your time is worth for 40 or 50 years. For most people, this amount could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars or even millions of dollars. The next cost is in lost opportunities. Now, have you failed a class because of your porn addiction? Or are you showing up late for work and you're exhausted because you were up till 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. masturbating on tube sites? Is your business maybe suffering because instead of focusing on improving your skills or getting more clients and customers, you instead choose to spend that time with pornography? And does the need to watch pornography keep interrupting your day? Unfortunately, I've met a lot of men whose answer to all those questions is yes. And it's very unfortunate, but it's something that happens a lot. And even if you're watching this and this hasn't happened to you yet, it's very possible and often inevitable, especially if you're watching pornography now, that porn will begin to steal opportunities from you slowly. The next cost is in destroyed relationships. Now, honestly, divorce really sucks, and many breakups suck as well. And I feel bad for any man who has to go through a particularly rough divorce, especially if he lost, a lot of his financial assets in the split. If you get divorced due to your incessant porn use though, unfortunately I have to say that that is your fault. Take responsibility for it. Most guys I talk to who lose their relationship to porn, they feel really bad about it. But they have this amazing ability to forget the pain over time and crank up their porn use. But this is as a result of their addiction. And eventually, they get into another relationship and carry their addiction into that relationship as well. Having a porn addiction in a relationship causes a lot of pain to your partner. Now, I've been there, And all I have to say is that it's just not fair to put a woman through that. Fix yourself instead and become a worthy long-term partner if that is what you desire. So in conclusion, that's how you calculate the cost of your addiction. I would like to know what your results were and what the costs were. So please share it in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please share it with at least 3 other people whom you think would benefit from it. I'm JK, your brother in this struggle, and I wish you all the best in your recovery from your porn addiction.